Capital punishment has been a hot-button issue for as long as it dates back. But is this eye for an eye mentality really the direction we want to be heading in as Americans?
I don't believe in the death penalty because I feel like people shouldn't have the right to kill another person.
Since 1983, the number of abolitionist countries around the world has consistently increased yearly. More and more countries are getting away from this barbaric and outdated form of punishment. Why has America yet to follow suit?
We interrupt this video for a UK news brief.
We are here today with UK News to give you the latest updates on what's going on in the world. The latest buzz in the press these days is about an innocent man being taken off death row after 10 years of sitting there. Today we are here to talk about this man's astonishing story. He had been convicted over 10 years ago for what they thought was killing of an innocent 16-year-old boy. The man was no different than you or I, except he was found at the wrong place at the wrong time. We're lucky enough today to get a live interview with not only Brian, the man who was accused of killing the 16-year-old boy, but also his wife Katie and Julia, the 16-year-old boy's mother. Hi Brian, so how does it feel now that you are proven innocent?
Well, it feels good knowing that I finally got off death row and that the process is finally went through that got me proven innocent and that the new DNA evidence came out, so it's good to be out.
So now we welcome Katie to the studio, who was Brian's wife. How did you feel when your husband was sentenced to death?
I cried for days because I knew he was an innocent man.
Alright, what would you consider the worst part of being on death row?
Just not knowing the uncertainty, didn't know what was going to go on, didn't know if I was going to get executed for something that I'm innocent of, but luckily that was the case. I got let off the hook.
How hard was it for you to support your family without your husband, and because he was the main source of income?
It was hard. There were things we had to do without, but I think the worst thing was the depression in the house and just knowing someone that you love so much can be taken from you in such a tragic way. The pain was unbearable.
Okay, how do you feel now that the person originally accused of killing your son was found innocent?
It's definitely a relief knowing that we didn't put an innocent man to death for a crime he didn't commit.
Okay, at any time, did you want him to be found guilty, or were you always not wanting?
A part of me did, but a part of me also wanted him to be innocent. It would be really hard to see Andrew's real killer for the first time, and I don't know how I would take it.
How do you feel when they actually gave him the death sentence?
It made me feel really sad for his family. No family should ever have to go through that. And even though he was accused of a murder, he was still somebody's brother, son, or even father.
Capital punishment affects not only the victims but the families of them as well. Often the main source of income to the household is cut off, and the pain and suffering of the family takes a major toll on them as well. As you can see in the interview, often the victims' families do not even want to see the criminal put to death. And isn't the point of the death penalty to bring closure to the victim's family? If they don't even want to see the convict killed, then nobody should.
Many states are now reconsidering if they think it is a fair and just punishment. Our neighbor Illinois has just recently declared it unconstitutional and no longer uses it as a form of punishment.